So we're back, and I found out since yesterday that Chichen Itza has had its airstrip moved. So I was looking in the wrong place. So we're going to try and find the Mayan city of Chichen Itza in the Yucatan in Mexico. And I just need to find the airport, and then let's have a look here to see. There it says Old Chichen Itza Airport, and that is where, just south of there, is the landmark Chichen Itza. So I should have picked up on that yesterday, but I didn't. Let's go and find out and see if these pyramids are modeled nicely. And if they're not, whether there are some standard buildings there instead of the lovely ancient city of the Mayans. Now, yesterday's airport was a nice new airstrip, fully concreted. This one, I suspect, is pretty much a dirt strip, a patch of earth excavated in the middle of the forest, and due south of it should be one of the 7 modern wonders of the world, Chichen Itza, the Mayan city. This thing does take some time to load, my goodness. There it is. We can already see the temples, or the structures. Not sure whether they're temples or burial sites. Doesn't really matter. This is a nice looking little airstrip. It's got trees and everything. The other one's much less scenic. Okay, let's speed her up and see if we can. Air brakes off. Sorry, parking brakes off. And let's see if we can fly this puppy to the city, the Mayan city. This is going to be much easier. Very brief flight across the landscape here. So yesterday, when I flew due south from the other airport, what happened was that I didn't really understand where things had gone, and I thought maybe they had taken them out of the game, but it does look like everything is here. Look at that. That is amazing. I'm going to take a little bit more of a round trip, I guess. Let's give you a bit more of a view there, and let's see if we can approach it from a distance. Lots of structures. Back to cockpit. Just see if we can go knife edge and just fly across here. Ooh, you can see. Oh, it's a little bit tricky. No, that didn't work. Not the best pilot in the world. I guess when I'm in VR it'll be a lot easier to just look at the structures. We must try that when VR comes around. Currently no VR in FS2020. But look, this is nice. Very nice. There's a lot of structures in the city there. And if the engine mapped or created those structures by itself, it did a pretty good job. They're not super detailed, but they are strange shapes, aren't they? So they're not like a standard building. It's very interesting. The step pyramid. Do like it. Okay, well that's Chichen Itza. Much easier to find if you use the old airstrip rather than the new. I wonder why. So they moved the airstrip, and maybe we'll land on the other airstrip. They moved it towards the town that is just east of here. So we should be able to spot it. It could be quite a long flight. Let's see if we can land it there. This is where I took off yesterday and was completely puzzled by the fact that there were no structures at all just directly south of the airport. No wonder I was in the wrong place. So that's that looked a lot better than when we flew over the Great Wall of China just north of Beijing, where really the wall had not been modeled at all, and the towers that are dotted along the wall were really all just represented by standard model houses, even with pent roofs, which is quite interesting. See, there is the other airport, so it's a good, it's a good 6-7 miles away from where we were, nautical miles. It's interesting. I guess they didn't want air traffic that close to the site and moved the airport. Although the old airstrip might still be in use, probably has a lot less traffic. I'm just gonna slam it down in this direction. It seems like that would be the easy thing to do. My landings haven't been very good because basically I don't pay too much attention to it. I must get into proper simulation rather than this Mickey Mouse flying around. But for now, visiting these sites around the globe is quite nice and fun, so let's do a bit of light-hearted fun rather than super serious simming. What altitude are we at? 1,000 feet. We're 2 miles away. I don't know. I should probably slow down a little. And I'm gonna use the cockpit. Somehow it's easier to land when you are in the cockpit. I don't know what the glide slope is for a Cessna 172, so we'll see if I can make it using with 1.7 miles out. Well, I guess it's the middle of the runway, so probably about a mile out, nautical mile out. And so we're gonna try and land it just on the edge of the runway there. Seems to be alright. No flaps, clear weather. I didn't set the time, so this is actual current time and weather in Chichen Itza. And flare off, and there we are. That's not so bad. Nicely landed. Okay, on to the next one. I think the next of the 7 wonders of the world might be Machu Picchu in Peru, or maybe the Taj Mahal. Let's go and have a look.